2.7. Find the inverse of the following functions. This one's pretty easy. We start with f of x equals 5x plus 1. Instead of writing f of x, we're just going to write y here. And then we're going to switch the x and y. So we get x equals 5y plus 1. And then all we have to do is isolate y. So we're going to get y equals x minus 1 over 5. And then that becomes our inverse. So f of negative 1 x equals x minus 1 over 5. Second problem, we're going to do the same thing. Put y in for f of x, switch x and y in this step, isolate y, and we get y equals positive or negative x minus 4 over 3. So f of negative 1 x equals positive or negative x minus 4 over 3. Problem number 3. Essentially, we're going to do the same thing. Plug in y, switch the y and the x, and then we'll have to square each side to get rid of the square root sign. We're going to get y equals x squared minus 3. In other words, f of negative 1x, so the inverse of, equals x squared minus 3. Finally, this one's just a little different because we have a fraction, so we've got 1 over x squared instead of this term in a coefficient. And we're going to do y equals 1 over x squared, switch the x and the y, it's pretty easy, and then multiply by y to get rid of that denominator. Divide by x, y equals the square root of 1 over x. So the inverse function is the square root of 1 over x. Finally, does the following graph have an inverse that is a function? Explain why or why not. Basically, we're just going to use the horizontal line test, which means any horizontal line that I draw, will any of them pass through more than one point with our graph? And the answer is yes. So it does not pass the horizontal line test, which means it does not have an inverse function.